What you're looking at right now is a full desktop-level Ubuntu environment running directly inside my Android phone. Here's the thing though, my phone isn't rooted, and I haven't done anything crazy like side-loading sketchy apps or installing third-party software. Yet here we are, with a complete Ubuntu setup working seamlessly on my phone. Stick around, because I'm walking you through the entire installation process so you can replicate this on your own device. Let's first check if it's actually usable. It comes with all the default applications that GNOME provides, and when I go to settings, you can see everything works just like it would on a desktop or laptop. And it doesn't have direct access to the phone's Wi-Fi, but it uses my phone's Wi-Fi as an internal Ethernet connection. It comes with Firefox pre-installed, and honestly, it runs pretty smoothly. You can browse websites with a full desktop experience on mobile. If you check the settings and open the About section, you'll notice it's built on Debian 12. This makes sense because Ubuntu is fundamentally a Debian-based distribution. I went ahead and installed GNOME to replicate that familiar Ubuntu interface. So what we're really running here is Ubuntu in every practical sense. The entire setup works flawlessly. LibreOffice, system utilities, everything you'd expect from a desktop Linux installation. Let's take a look at the terminal functionality. You can install any Linux package or script just like you would on a traditional Linux machine. Quick note though, when I open the terminal in landscape mode, it completely fills the screen. That's why I've switched to portrait orientation for better demonstration. As you can see, I'm installing NeoFetch here, and it installs exactly like it would on a desktop Linux system. Alright, that covers the overview. Now let's get into the actual installation process and walk through how to get Ubuntu running on your phone. With Android 16, Google rolled out a new feature called the Linux Development Environment. Essentially, this gives us access to a Linux terminal that can run a complete native Linux environment directly on Android. The setup process is straightforward. Start by navigating to System Settings, then head to About Phone. I'm demonstrating this on a Pixel 6a, but this feature should work across all Android 16 devices. First step, you need to unlock Developer Options. Do this by tapping the build number 7 times in the About Phone menu. Once developer options are accessible, head back to System Settings, open Developer Options, and enable the Linux Development Environment toggle. I've confirmed this works on all Pixel devices running Android 16. I haven't personally tested it on other manufacturers' phones yet, so if you try this on a non-Pixel device, drop a comment below with your results. It'll help the community figure out compatibility. After enabling the feature, open your app drawer. You'll see a new terminal app has appeared. Launch it. The first time you open it, you'll be prompted to download the Linux environment. Accept the download and let it complete. Once the download completes, you'll see a terminal interface. First thing we need to do is set a password, so type sudo password and create your password. With that done, we need to update the package repository using apt. Now that the repository is refreshed, we'll install git using the apt install git. Once Git finishes installing, pull up this repository in your web browser. I've got the direct link in the description below. This script was originally developed by XLGen. I've made a few modifications and uploaded my version to GitHub, but all credit belongs to the original creator. After cloning the repository, navigate to the script directory and make it executable. Now run the script. It'll prompt you to set a password. If you already set one earlier, you can skip this step. Then proceed with the installation. Fair warning, this process takes time. On my older phone, it took over 30 minutes to complete. Here's something critical while the installation is running. Android might kill the installation to save resources. To prevent this, go back to Developer Options and disable the child process restriction. Installation complete. Now it's asking you to create a VNC password. Set your password and hit N when it asks for the next option. You can now access the system through VNC or SSH. Either screenshot your host address or copy it directly, then close the terminal. Next, download any VNC viewer application. Add a new machine using the host address you copied from the terminal and set the port to 5901. Name the connection whatever makes sense to you. Once configured, attempt to connect. If the connection hangs or times out, close the terminal completely and reopen it. This will automatically restart the VNC server. The terminal is back up, and this time it's requesting permission to open a port. Grant the permission. Launch your VNC viewer again and connect to the machine. This time it should establish the connection successfully. Enter the VNC password you created earlier, and you're in. And there you have it. We've successfully gotten Linux running on an Android device. For that Ubuntu-style dock you saw earlier, I installed the dash-to-dock GNOME extension. Links in the description. That's it for this video. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and drop a like. It really helps the channel grow. And if you have any questions or run into issues during installation, leave a comment below and I'll help you out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.